BoxingVoice.com live with Bryant Jennings. So, bye-bye. Tell us, man, you're here. Golovkin-Gill press conference. You're back scheduled with Mike Perez. Is the fact that this fight was postponed going to affect you in any way? Because you started up the camp, you had to stop, now you got to start back up.
No, it's not going to affect me physically. It may have affected me a little bit financially, but it's not. Or maybe just time-wise, but nothing physical. I'm good.
So speaking of financially, at this point, I mean, you're fighting on HBO. Are you keeping your job at the Federal Reserve, I believe it was?
Yeah. I'm keeping my job at the Federal Reserve for now, but I've been on a leave of absence for a while, and I had to extend that leave of absence, being as though the fight had got canceled. So, bills got to be paid. You get a certain income on a month, and I'm used to getting paid a certain amount, and nothing less.
Now, what does Mike Perez represent to you?
What does he represent to me? I guess he represents himself because he's a Cuban guy that represents another country.
Well, I meant more in terms of this fight. Clearly, a win represents a title shot versus the winner of Wilder, Stavern now, I believe.
Well, it's for a mandatory WBC title fight. And that's what it represents. Other than that, it's nothing to it. Just this is the fight, and the prize is to be able to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Now, in the beginning of your emergence into the sport, a lot touted you as the next great American heavyweight. Wilder was normally put beneath you because you were taking on young and up-and-coming fighters, and he was fighting. We all know what he was fighting. But now with his win over Malik Scott. Do you think that Mike Perez represents an equal win, I guess when you compare it to Malik Scott? Because, no?
Nah. I just, it was a lot of disagreeing with that, with the outcome of that fight. A lot of people weren't pleased, and a lot of people weren't convinced that was actually supposed to, happen the way it did.
So you're questioning the knockout, if it's real, if it's legitimate, because of the way that it took place.
Well, I'm not saying I'm questioning it, because I definitely did have words already with Malik, and we spoke about that. But majority of the boxing world didn't, they couldn't side with the outcome. Like I started to say, that's all I'm about to say about that. But that's what that was. They just couldn't really side with the outcome of it. So, I mean, to compare this to that, it's 4 different fighters. It's Deontay and Malik, and me and Mike Perez. That's different.
So a win over Mike Perez, in your eyes, would be a better win than that of which Wilder had over Malik Scott?
Definitely, for sure. Even without that outcome. I mean, if we would have said that, then there wouldn't have been no need to discuss the outcome of that. But compared that fight to this fight, it's definitely a better fight.